What made the weird kid at your school weird? He always carried around a briefcase, but never opened it. Sat on the briefcase during lunch, classes, etc. It was like the nuclear football, always in his hand or he was sitting on it. He carried it onto the stage during graduation, got his diploma. Right as he was leaving the stage, he opened it up, and dumped a bunch of confetti on the principal. I guess it was the long con. No one questioned why he was carrying it on stage. He was on a hair trigger, would snap and threaten people. Suspended multiple times. 2 memorable incidents were when we freaked out at an art teacher, went to his locker and came back with a bullwhip. He made that thing snap and sent everyone running. She barricaded herself in the supply room. Another time someone made the mistake of teasing him about something and everyone laughed, and he pulled a knife and screamed, "Who wants to the first to die?" He was expelled and I'm not sure what became of him. He wrote his crush's name on the wall in the bathroom, with his own shit. They caught him brown-handed. Also would freak out if someone said werewolf. He was always running around in the shape of an 8, if you just said hello to him he started screeching and attacking you with his lunchbox, and once he ate a Kit Kat with the plastic. I had a girl hiss at me in 5th grade. Hadn't seen her in about 16 years. Recently went to a party she was attending, she asked if I remembered her and said, "Boy howdy." She hissed again. I always knew she was weird. Mustard boy. I'll never forget him. He would cover his lunch tray in mustard. Chicken nuggets. Mustard. Mexican pizza. Mustard. Breakfast for lunch. Mustard. It didn't matter what it was, he would drench it in mustard. He wasn't doing it just to make a mess of his lunch tray, he always finished his mustard food. He would talk to himself and sit in the hallways reciting as many digits of pi as he could. He was a small harmless kid that everyone treated well because he was endearingly weird, if that makes sense. Then he murdered a girl immediately after graduation and hid her body in his bathtub. Edit, for the people interested in more or who think I'm lying, the kid's name was Jonathan Townsend. There's a lot more to the story, I didn't think many people would be this interested. There's a few news articles to look at just by Googling his name, but this one does a good job of explaining how nice he was at school versus how evil he was at home. He would jack off in the middle of class. He didn't actually pull it out, but he would aggressively rub the side of his pants and his face would get really red while staring at the girls in the class. Everybody noticed, but a word was never spoken about it. I had a locker above him and he always yelled something stupid. The most common phrase was, "I got balls in my face." He also somehow brought koala poop to the school. Edit, there was a possibility that it really wasn't koala poop, but it was small brown pellets in a small bag with a koala on it. We had like 3 weird kids tbh. The first one was the guy that I saw pour an entire bottle of water onto a sandwich and then eat the sloppy mess, making weirdly appreciative noises. He's the one that ended up coming to school with a gun, but according to our school, handed himself in to the police. The second was some kid that never showered, apparently had a Russian girlfriend who was pregnant. But he had no evidence of this girlfriend. Had some weird obsession with making stabby things out of anything. And lastly was this girl that literally just wanted to fight everyone, looked like a space raider, and said a shitload of racist and homophobic stuff. She ended up leaving the school after she picked a fight with the wrong person. He shit at school, weird enough. But would have the cubicle door open, he would then wipe his but then hold the tissue up to his face and smell it. I'd like to just add, this all happened within 30-odd seconds or so. Me and a mate were going to the toilets to smoke before next lesson. The cubicles were around the corner from the urinals, when we turned the corner. Lad who shall not be named, who might I add had no known learning disabilities or mental issues, wiped his bottom then sniffed the toilet paper that he'd just used to wipe his bumhole. True story.